just really proud of our players, their effort. Happy for them to get the victory today. Couldn't have got off to a much worse start. Those guys took the ball right down the field on us, got a touchdown, and then we drove it out there midfield, a little pass, I think, and then that punt. Obviously, Torrey didn't play baseball in Australia, and it'd be great if the snap was a little bit better too. So it was just a really kind of a sinking feeling over there. Defense came in and got a stop there and put it down 10-0. But that's hardly the way anybody wants to start a football game. And then just a huge spark play by Charlie after that. That was something LeVar Woods thought we might be able to execute. I think they'd only given up 4 returns or had 4 returns against them this year because that kicker is so good. So, just a real credit to LeVar, and then also Charlie with his execution, and the guys did a good job blocking, so that really kind of got us back in the game. But just in a nutshell, we knew they would come in here ready to go. They've last 2 times on the road, they've beaten good teams in their stadiums. They've been playing good football in general and good defense in the Big Ten. So we a lot of respect for them, and certainly knew, just playing November football wasn't going to be easy, and, it's exactly the way it played out. So, good way for our seniors to finish out their careers here in Kinnick. That was really special for them to get the victory. You hate to have it go any other way. And, it just seemed like it was a game of missed opportunities in a lot of ways, a lot of things that we left out there. We weren't clean enough. The example I gave you right there is certainly part of that. In the passing game, we dropped, I thought, it seemed like at least 3 balls. And I don't know if they were perfect throws, but, when you don't make those catches and – keep the chains going. It just, everything just felt kind of herky-jerky there. So, anyway, but the good news is I think we ran the ball a little bit more effectively. I felt like our line has gained ground the last 3 weeks, both in practice and the 3 games. And I think that's helped us move forward as a football team, get off the mat after those 2 losses as well. And then certainly the special teams, we missed some opportunities, like I just mentioned. Had a chance for a +50 punt there in the second half, down in there and couldn't do it. But then, conversely, a lot of really good things out there too. And all 3 specialists, I think overall did a good job. Charlie, that's pretty obvious. Caleb has just been fantastic, and today was no exception there. And then Torrey did a good job with the punt game. So happy about that. Obviously thrilled to be 9-2 right now. Still one big game in left in here in November. It's a short week, so. Just like the last 3 games, imagine it's going to be a tough challenge, but we'll turn our sights to that tomorrow morning. But enjoy the victory right now, most importantly. I'll throw it out for questions.
So now is Alex officially your starter now that he started when Spencer was healthy?
Well, officially today he was, yeah, absolutely. That's why he was the guy out there. And we assessed it during the course of the week. I think it makes common sense, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, and then keep pushing forward. But I feel really like I did last week or 2 weeks ago that we got 2 guys we can win with now. We have confidence in, so we'll take a look at it and go from there.
You're 9-2, 6-2 in the Big Ten with offensive numbers that would indicate not good things. How have you done this?
It's not as easy as just saying it's similar to 04, but it is kind of similar to 04. And I said a couple of weeks ago, dream seasons, you get to mesh the offensive 02 and the defensive 04 together. But I think, the real common bond there is that we find a way to win, and that's still what the game's about. You can talk about style points, and that's important at some point maybe, but to me, it's about trying to find a way to be successful, whatever the given situations are. And in football, it's hard to predict what that's going to be. I think most of our challenges have been fairly predictable. I don't know if that's the right word, but at least when I look at it and analyze it, I can see where our issues were going to be and what our challenges would be. And I think we're growing. And start again just with not having shot and ends full speed at the start of the season. I think that you can just kind of do the math on that whole thing. But seeing growth during the course of the year, seeing a lot of growth with a lot of guys, and hopefully we'll just keep pushing it forward. But the bottom line is try to find a way to win, be successful each and every week, and that's easier said than done. So, kicking games, special teams, those things all factor in. As I just mentioned, start with the 3 specialists. We want to talk about Charlie, Caleb, and Torrey. That's a pretty good start for us, no question.
What's the status of Matt Hankins and Jack Hunter?
Yeah, so you guys saw Matt come out for the introduction. It might be 2 years before we get him back. We have to petition the NCAA, which reminds me of one. I got another one for you on the NCAA. Yeah, it looks like we've got a ways to go. And Jack tried to go. He practiced yesterday, limped around a little bit and tried to go today, but just can't. So hopefully we'll get him back next week. Matt, we're probably looking at a little time here on that one.
Terry be back next week?
Hopefully Terry. It's a bone bruise, and they're just the one thing I've learned is they're hard to put a temperature gauge on. So I think he's really close. He seemed encouraged yesterday, but it would help to get him back. That would be a good thing for us.
You joked on Tuesday that the kickoff return unit probably would be taking a week off, but were you surprised, I guess, when the ball was at the line and Charlie Jones?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really surprised, and because what I said is true. I think it's four returns that they've had to defend. So yeah, we just kind of practiced this week, but it was practice to practice, and thank goodness we practiced it because the first one wasn't much, but it kind of gave us a look at the way they were covering. They covered the way we thought, and then the next challenge is can we execute the return out to the field. And the guys did a great job. So those are little things that help you be successful. When you can get a play like that, boy, it sure helps.
You seem to have a lot of success with your inside zone today, and a lot of that, at least from my eyes, seemed to be your center helped with that.
Sure.
What was? Am I seeing the right thing? And then how instrumental is 65 and that play and all the others for that matter?
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because you have a game plan and you get a couple runs in there, but just never know what it's going to look like until you get out there on the field and go. But yeah, you're no question. Tower had a really critical role today. And the way they play defense, he's covered basically every play. Now they started shifting around a little bit into the game once we found some things that were working maybe, but. Run or pass, he was covered. I kind of said you're going to be bored this week because you're going to be blocking the same guy every play, basically. But no, Tar did a really great job, and he's that's just who he is. He's a really good player, and my only moment of concern with him was that he and somebody else got into it a little bit after one of those plays right in front of our bench, and I'm really not interested in making a 1-for-1 trade with him being one of the guys involved. So. That was probably the most drama that we had with him today.
You guys, honestly, where would you honestly be without him this year, given everything that's happening with him?
It'll be really interesting. Yeah, really interesting. And it's, not only is he playing well, but he's also setting the bar for everybody else in the room. And the group is a really good group. These guys are all working hard. And I'm just glad to see some growth now because, it's frustrating when you're working hard and you don't see that, get to experience some success. And the numbers aren't dramatic, but I think we're gaining ground right now in that there's just a feel to it also. Maybe we can start doing some things here. So I'm optimistic, and still got football in front of us. So nothing like pushing forward.
How helpful is it to have Caleb hitting all those field goals where you can rely on him as much as you can?
No, it's a luxury, and the same way with Torrey. I mean, you got two guys there, and then Charlie, and with Charlie, you live the roller coaster a little bit because he may end up doing some things that's like, oh, okay, here we go. But it's like a baseball guy or whatever. Sometimes you gotta live with some other stuff too. But Caleb has just been so steady and just so reliable. And it was probably stupid to try that last field goal before half, but I figured who knows, maybe it hit it. And but the dumb part was we gave them the ball. Our defense shut the door on that one. But yeah, he's been so good. He's just really a good player.
On the defense, they struggled in third down. Rush defense the last few weeks had a turnaround performance today, rushing the ball and on third down. What did you see today differently than maybe what happened in the last few weeks?
Yeah, I don't know if it's any one thing, but just outside of that first drive, we kind of clamped down a little bit and started playing better and compete a little bit more. And so it was really really good. And I think we only really had one really disappointing play. They were coming off the south end zone or out of that south end zone and hit one in front of our bench, and that was deep ball. That was kind of tough, but otherwise I didn't see us giving up anything easy until the bomb squad got in there, and that was a little different and exciting.
Did you see from Quinn in his first game playing significant snaps?
Yeah, really proud of him. Not surprised because he really, as you might imagine, is really a serious guy, former high school quarterback, and just he's worked hard. So he stepped in and allowed us to keep doing the things we want to do. And so it was either Dane and Kayvon back there, or else if Dane was down, then Quinn was in there, and he played a lot of snaps today, did a good job, and I'm glad he they pulled that targeting penalty off because that would have, you don't want to lose a guy next week.
Chippier than normal out there, and did you have to say something to the guys, maybe at halftime or something, say, hey, be careful?
Yeah, just remind our guys to, it's you don't want to get a foul. First of all, you don't want to get a foul, and you certainly don't want to get ejected. So let's just play football. And yeah, it was it's a hotly contested game, all that stuff. So it's going to happen sometimes.
If coming in, if you would have said you guys would have been allowed them 25 rushes for 64 yards, you would have felt probably pretty good.
No question.
But does it kind of surprise you in some ways that they still put up 23? I mean, in a game like this.
I mean, I don't know. It's just I'm glad we got the 63 yards. That part. And I said it the other day. I think that back's a really good player, and their line blocks well. So that was good, and certainly a big change from last week, excuse me. And then, yeah, I think overall the guys really did a good job defensively. And the 23 take that last 7. I know they count. And I'm not discounting that, but it's like the 7 up. I mean, I'll tell you, when we put the bomb squad in, look out. I don't know which drive was faster, the Minnesota game last year or this one, but look out. Like it's going to be a teaching tape on that one.
Was there something schematically that you saw to stop the run as well as you did, especially after last week?
I don't think so. I think, it's a little different attack the way they do things, but no, we played better. Starts up front, playing a little bit better leverage and attacking the line a little bit better, and then, closing down on the back a little quicker too. So I thought the guys from where I was standing, they did a pretty good job.
What was going through your mind?
more.
I'm sorry?
What was going through your mind during that Jack Campbell pick 6?
That was the funniest play of the game, only because you guys could see how torn he was, right? He didn't know go down, go score, and I mean, believe me, he's apologizing in the locker room, and it's kind of like, hey, Jack, that's okay. And I was cheering for him to score, actually, even though it might not be the smart play, but no, it was just funny. It was funny, and what he does never surprised me. He's a really good football player and a better young man.
When you look at the receivers, I think there was 6 drops today.
Yeah.
I guess, how do you address that, and how can you ensure that it gets cut to, by 5?
It's kind of like those games where you have 10 penalties or 12 penalties. There's no penalty drill or a turnover drill, but it really gets down to concentration and fundamentals usually. And I'm not sure why today, but, I mean, yeah, it's concentration, and, hopefully we get that corrected. It hasn't really been a problem, so hopefully we get that corrected, and, but that'll help us have better flow and tempo. And it's hard to have tempo when you're making those kinds of errors that, convertible first down, and then, you're punting the ball next thing.
So it looks like Wisconsin won, so.
Okay.
I know that your mind is on the Nebraska game this week, and how do you keep your guys focused, in this short week?
I can't speak for our players. My emotional level right now didn't tweak or drop when you just said that, and I didn't know the score. But, we can't worry about that. We got to worry about a tough opponent Friday, and that's as simple as that. And I don't know what the score is, but I'm assuming it's pretty close because I did hear it was tied at one point. And I know this. I mean, Nebraska, and they must have played a heck of a game today because Wisconsin's playing well. So, they're a tough out, and, we've had nothing but tough games with them. So that's, all we can worry about is trying to win Friday, and then watching everybody else work on Saturday. So that right now we're going to enjoy this one, and then we're, moving on to that next game.
All right. Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll come right there.